I'm really happy to welcome you all on board, especially our co-host from Prague, Clarion Hotel, Libor S is here also with me, and later on we will be joined by my colleague, a venue planner, Sheila Riikonen as well. We're both actually located in Helsinki. The beauty of remote working these times is that we're able to bring in interesting guests from all over the world and also see places without actually having to travel. So of course we all want to travel as soon as possible, but in some occasions when we're doing venue location finding and really just the research of where we should put our next meeting, we are showcasing today how easy that is, and we've been using this tool for about 6 years now, so that you can see how we will be actually visiting, as you see, Prague. So I'm delighted, as I said, to welcome Libor. So how are you this morning? I guess your microphone is actually unmuted. Yes. So hi, Libor. Welcome to the session.
Hi, Anna. Hi, Anna. Well, I'm fine.
Excellent. And where are you located right now?
Well, right now I'm located in my office, but you know, as we have to stay normally at home as a home office, so for me it's like festivals, some occasion like that I am able to enter my office. I think it's my second time in this year.
Oh, okay. So this year, so it's been a couple of weeks already, and well, it's the same thing I think for most of us. Well, I haven't been to office at all yet, so we are very busy with meetings. However, you know, this is our temporary norm, because we will at some point return back to to actually physically being on site as well. So since we're about to start now, I can see that we have some of our meeting planners also already here. We are also recording this session, so those that were not able to join at this hour, we will be sharing our recording as well, and we will be repeating actually the webinar on Thursday, same time as every week from now on. We've been actually joining with the meeting planners since March last year for 10 months now, quite busy with the virtual site visits. So now it's really exciting to get you on board as well, and really showcase, you know, what kind of meeting spaces and staycationing and leisure amenities as well you have, because we are now looking at those remote working holidays, you know, meanwhile, as we are planning those events. So Sheila also is now with us, and I would like to introduce her as well. So we are both venue finders and meeting planners. Now we do more virtual events, but our first live events are going ahead in September this year. So we're quite excited about that. And so Sheila Riikonen, welcome as well. Hope the computer is now working. Well, it's okay. We can just comment. You know, it's going to be one of these things, you know, as they say, 2020 slogan was, I'm muted. So, or you're on mute. You know, it was just the case that now Sheila is muted for this webinar. Let's talk about the location first of all, because we are actually always listing Prague as one of the top destinations in Europe, you know, when it comes to planning both business trips or meetings and organizing incentives as well. So what is the situation currently, Libor? Are we able to fly from certain parts of Europe to Prague at the moment?
Well, the situation is not very good, to be honest, because, well, literally we are locked down totally. There are a lot of restrictions and regulations in connection with traveling to the Czech Republic. I think in almost all the countries in the Europe is almost the same, because it's a situation about in connection with the COVID. So
Yes.
it's not good news for the beginning, but we have to stay strong, and we are looking forward. I think that after Easter, let's say in the beginning of April, I guess the situation will be better, maybe.
Yes.
But we have to be ready.
Exactly. So, I mean, that's what we are doing here. We are preparing for just bouncing
for better
back
times.
yes, exactly. Bouncing back as soon as we are able to. I mean, we are location scouting because we're still planning events for 2022 and also 23. So that's the life of event organizers. We don't stop here. You know, the world is, you know, burning literally in some parts, but we are definitely, you know, always planning ahead and trying to just maintain our positiveness and optimism, and also location scouting. So you are really centrally located, you know, in a and there's quite a few other countries, you know, right next door. So have you noticed domestic travel side, as in staycationing, picking up in popularity?
Well, definitely, because as you already mentioned, we are located, or the Czech Republic is located in the very heart of the Europe. So the distance, not only with our neighbor countries, but I think almost from the most country of Europe is very good. This is big advantage, and well, on the other hand, flying is always the best way how to reach us. So
definitely. We actually had booked quite a large event for last September, which now meant that we are waiting to use our flights. So there's quite a lot of people who actually now have, I would say about 2,000 people who have flights to Prague and just waiting to use them. So I think a lot of people had the same situation who had already booked the trips. So that, you know, a lot of the airlines, they actually just gave that extension of when you can reschedule. So I'm one of those individuals. So of course, you know, I'm just hopeful that this year at some point later, maybe, you know, towards the third quarter, that we have a good situation with the vaccines and so forth. So there are, you know, there's actually this group of people. We're actually organizing a lot of remote working trips as well with groups, so that, you know, people are socially distant. There are activities that take place, but then everybody obviously has more privacy and so forth to also conduct their daily meetings. And I mean, this is something that, are you preparing for also people working from hotels a bit more? Like, have you done any changes in the lobby or so forth? We could actually look at the reception just to get into the atmosphere that, you know, you provide. So remote working being one of those things that we do a lot. Has your hotel stayed open throughout this time?
Oh, sorry, maybe there was some technical difficulties. I'm not sure if I can hear you properly.
Ah, okay.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly. I think we can hear you.
Well,
Yes.
can you hear me?
Thumbs up. Yes, still.
Yeah, no, okay, no, now you're laughing. So from
Yeah.
okay, maybe one detail. I just
think sometimes the headphones help.
yes, I can hear perfect now.
Oh, good.
I just realized that because I'm actually working with two screens, and sometimes it may look I'm not looking directly into your eyes. So.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, you know, that's one of the changes now as well. It's we are allowed to be, in old terms, rude when it comes to the Zoom meetings and the webinar meetings. You know, the whole etiquettes have changed a lot, you know, actually during these times. So it's okay. It's fine. We can hear you very well. Now I can see you as well. You're actually looking at us.
Because it's not very, so comfortable for me because I have a camera on my laptop with a very tiny, tiny
Oh, but
screen.
don't worry about it. I mean, I think we've seen a lot of side profiles from our colleagues, so
Maybe it's better now. So
yeah,
I'll try
excellent. So
to proceed this way.
beautiful. We're in your lobby right now. We're actually looking at the check-in area. So I was just asking, the remote working has become now a way of life. So have you somehow changed the lobby area also to accommodate not only the social distancing, but also the remote working, as in other?
Well, at the beginning, I have to say that our hotel is completely closed for now because of government restrictions and regulations. So we don't receive any business for now. There's no tourists and no people accommodated in our hotel for now. So
are you planning to make those changes to accommodate? Because this is just a reality that we will have more requirements on Wi-Fi, the availability of Wi-Fi at all places because people are walking with their headphones, doing meetings. And such things have become a norm. So have you had a chance to talk to your colleagues, or are you actually furloughed so much that you're not having meetings either?
Well, to be honest, I haven't speak to any of my colleagues for a long time because
Okay.
we all working from our homes as a home office. Of course, we sometimes phone to each other or write emails, but I think it's the main purpose and my way of communication nowadays.
That's I'm sorry to hear about the fact that you have actually had to close the whole hotel also, and you haven't really been.
Well, normally, maybe at the beginning, I think it would be nice to mention who we are, what we are doing, because
Definitely.
Clarion Congress Hotel is a part of the biggest hotel group in the Czech Republic called CPI Hotels. In Prague, we have normally 9 hotels.
Okay,
but
excellent.
Only one of them is open, not us, but we have another partner hotel called Amazon Residence downtown Prague in the city center, and it's the one and only hotel which operates and which is open those days.
How far are they from you? I mean, if we look at the map, here you are. So where are your other hotels located in terms of satellite hotels when we're having a bigger events, for example?
Okay, well, it's a bit closer to the city center because Vysočany, you can see Vysočany is Prague District 9. Prague 1 is the heart of the city center, and the Amazon Hotel is located in Prague 2.
Okay.
So if I can navigate you, so please go a little bit left.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Are we going to the further downstream?
Okay, further to the downtown, still left, please.
Yes. So we're now traveling virtually.
Okay. So stop, please.
Yes.
All right. Sorry, a little bit back to the right.
Okay.
A little bit.
Actually, just a moment, because I was going to annotate, but that means that then I can't obviously move. So here we go. So we're gonna go a little bit. You said right.
Okay.
So here we have one of the famous bridges as well.
Okay. And now to the south a bit, please.
Here we are. We see the museum area.
Okay, museum. This is Wenceslas Square. And well, maybe you can see IP Pavlova. This is the metro station.
Ah, okay, yes, here.
And the hotel is located between Museum and IP Pavlova. This is
Oh, I see. So this one is the one that is open right now.
This is the only hotel out of 9 in Prague from our company which is open nowadays.
Okay. Yes.
Normally, CPI Hotels operates in 13 destinations with almost 30 hotels, 8,000 beds, and 10,800 conference seats.
Okay. Oh, well, yes, definitely have the volume to accommodate larger groups as well. Now we're doing those hybrid and virtual events. So in the hotel that we're looking at today, the conference hotel, the Congress Hotel.
Okay.
Have you converted any spaces, or have you started preparing for the hybrid and virtual type of business? Because we are seeing this trend with the Congress centers as well all over the world, that they are actually building studios as well into the premises and so forth. So once you are going back to having meetings, do you think that your organization will also have studio space in there?
Well, I don't think studio, literally speaking, but we already had some online virtual meetings hosted in our venue, in our hotel, because, well, I can see that you have already checked our meeting spaces, because we are able to host up to 2,500 delegates. And well, yes, the heart of our Congress business is located on the 3rd floor.
Yes, here we see. So it's mostly on the same floor, which is always the ideal situation.
As you can see, in the middle of the 3rd Congress floor, the foyer, usable as an exhibition area.
Yes.
Possible to place here, I think, 40 stands or also catering area.
So this is this area that you can do. Here we see also the standing tables.
Yeah, on the right you can see cloakroom and a Congress reception. It's primarily used as a registration desk according to clients' request.
Yes, and so what's the size of this area?
Size area, you have exact numbers.
Oh yes, we do.
Sorry, but I don't know it.
We'll go into the capacity chart to actually check also. But here we need to first look at the smallest to the highest, so then we can see. Well, I mean, capacity-wise, we are obviously looking quarter of the normal at the moment, and also we're booking meetings which are more of the 50 to 100 people this year. I mean, it's looking like the numbers are staying very small due to the obviously COVID regulations. So that's why the capacity is relevant to our bigger events later on. And that's why we can always return back to this virtual site visit to look at those capacity charts and really, familiarize ourselves with different spaces.
You see all the capacity chart, all the capacities, but maybe it's good to mention that we have totally 29 meeting rooms in our hotel.
Yeah.
We have 3 main rooms on the 3rd floor, Meridian, Zenith, and Nadir. We are able to combine them. The floor area of the biggest room is 1,200 square meters.
Okay, and this is a fantastic layout. I mean, talking again about the current needs that we have, I mean, this setup as well, if you take a couple chairs off in between, would also work as a COVID
There is no social distancing at the moment, so I think it's not very useful for those.
No, what I mean is we do, when we are planning events, we actually visualize and take off every other chair or 2 chairs in between, and that then makes up that setup. So I actually really like this, because what we did last summer in July in Germany, we had a live event for 600 people, and we actually used quite a similar setup, but we called it a pizza, as in pizza slices, because you would have the walking route.
I've never heard about it. Pizza.
Yeah, exactly. So
school or
exactly.
Whatever.
So this one is actually a perfect demonstration of indoor event with a similar idea, where the stage is in the middle, and then you do that pizza shape where you have basically fences between the slices. So as you are doing it, so that people can walk to their places from those slices, and then you can't move to another slice. So basically the area is restricted. Which color coded area you get, you need to stay in that area. So your space actually allows that pizza setup. It's a completely new one that hasn't been in our books before COVID. And here you see also another example that
it's another setup. It's a school setup.
Yeah, so we can use Classroom as well right now. There's not much of a modification we need to use here, because all you do is, again, you leave every fourth chair as it is, or just take 2 chairs off, in between, and then spread them out. So this is actually a really good example of Classroom style for COVID setup as well. So, your pictures are pretty easy to modify as well, or modify for the current situation. And that ceiling height is exceptional. So can I ask, do you know about the ventilation, as in the airflow? So this is another thing that hotels have had to look at during COVID, is whether the air is pumped in from outside and it circulates back outside, or then it circulates within the premises, because again, in order to conduct indoor events, the air conditioning is one aspect that we look at. But here it compensates a little bit that there is also the high ceiling, so of course there is a better airflow in that sense. And again, another fantastic image. So what would be your favorite meeting space that you like to sell for our average meeting sizes from a normal times, as in 100, 150?
Well, I think it's our hotel completely, because our advantage is that we are very compact. We have everything on one floor, as you can see on the floor plan. And moreover, we are very flexible. You can see we can connect or divide it, all the rooms in the neighborhood. And it's not the question only about the main room meridians and another, but as you can see, the small breakout rooms, on the edge, Aquarius style rooms. The normal capacity is, let's say, because I'm gonna speaking about theater capacity, because it's the maximum one. And
okay, yes,
you can see the capacity chart that, for example, Aquarius in the left top corner is a smaller breakout room in our hotel in capacity of 100 seats.
Yes. So this is again ideal. I can see these pillars here in the middle.
Yes.
Can they be moved all the way to the
Definitely.
side?
Definitely.
Yes.
It's just one example that we are able to connect or divide it to rooms in the neighborhood. So, but we can't remove them completely. Don't worry.
Excellent. Yeah. Just to clarify, and what I really like about this one is that, our regular kind of requests are that the meeting is in one floor, so you're definitely applying to that one. But also the fact that you do have so many different sized breakout rooms that, especially association events have really been keen on this type of layout. So it really caters for a lot of different reasons, especially now when we don't want to mix the meetings with the regular public, as in other guests in the hotel. So we can have all those meetings, in a isolated, floor itself.
Definitely.
So do you have a little story or background for the names? Because I can see a lot of, there's also the, astronomy really heavily present here.
Well, sorry, I'm not sure if I understand. What
So we have the horoscopes, as in Aquarius, Taurus, Leo. So is there a story behind why they've been named with a lot of astronomical and horoscope names?
Yeah, because well, the hotel. Oh well. Sorry, I have to find it because the hotel has been opened in 2008.
Mm-hmm. And Stella seems to be quite a popular name also in the region. And I get
well, yeah, but you know, it's important to mention that the hotel as a whole was designed and built by an architect who loves astronomy and astrology.
Mm-hmm.
And I think maybe if you can go back to the foyer.
Yes, let's do that. I'll go via the floor.
You can also find an astronomical clock.
Ah, okay.
In one, no. I mean foyer on the third floor, not the reception.
Ah, right. Okay. Well, let's go back here.
Okay, but on the other end, it's not so important. But you.
Well, let's see. I haven't looked at through this presentation before, so that's why the navigation will take some time. But I'm now in the mall, so let's let's leave the mall. Okay, so foyer area. Let's see if I can spot that clock. So whereabouts is it here?
I think that this design, I think it was some kind of intention to differentiate the hotel this way, for example, in connection to our competitors, because yes, you can see the astronomical clock, and we have two more design clock on the same floor. In connection with astronomy and astrology.
Okay, brilliant. So I mean, it's again something that when we do the location scouting, a lot of times we are tying that storyline that the hotel or the venue brings into the event themes as well. So do you see that with your normal client base, that they have done that, you know, basically creativeness around the storylines behind the architecture? Is there ever a situation? I mean, of course, there's sometimes. I mean, that's what our clients anyway, especially in the tech world, really like to do, is to just take, I would say, that the imagination of the architect, and also draw ideas from, you know, what that venue presents throughout the theme of the event. And that's actually a big reason why some venues get chosen, is that there's a really good story behind it. And here you can see actually the design a bit more of the biggest space. So we can go back to, again, to see the layout. And there, you said that the hotel is closed right now. So when is the time that you are planning to possibly open it? Have you already discussed that?
Well, today my boss is participating our budget meeting in our head office, also in connection with all of our hotels, not only in Prague but also in the regions. So I also I'm excited, and I'm looking forward to the date when we could open.
Definitely.
Fortunately, right now the situation is very good, and the numbers of COVID are very, very high. So my guessing, but it's only guessing, is that we are going to open maybe in two months.
Yes, yeah, that's realistically.
Of course, it's not very good because I like meeting people, and I like receiving business, and I like doing site inspections. But I'm in live, not only virtual. On the other hand, I'm very excited and very pleased that we can do site inspection at least this way. So. But the guessing is not very good. I think at least 2 months maybe after Easter, the situation will going better.
Yeah, I mean, it's aligning with our predictions as well, and also what we have in our books, as in the travel plans for big corporates. They're commencing after the summer, really. So, although we are still taking trips, as much as we can in a kind of safe way.
You are mentioning trips, but I think that the first business we will be able to receive is just corporate accommodation, business trips.
Exactly. That's exactly what I mean. So the meetings that are still commencing, they are really a lot to do with remote working, as in, for example, I've stayed in hotels throughout this pandemic, just to, first of all, to do the webinar meetings, but also then to attend the physical social distancing meetings that we're able to do. So not meeting, I mean, not really bringing any groups for sure, because that's not even, it's not even recommended in any way. I mean, no company is taking any risks in terms of organizing meetings too soon. So yeah, so just going to one-on-one or small group meetings is okay. So because I'm normally based in Germany, a lot of areas are in driving distance, and even there, I mean, we have obviously been in a third lockdown now, but at the same time, we are doing remote working, as in going to, hotel or hubs where you can just stay isolated but still be outside of your home. So hotels will receive a lot of this type of business and have been receiving remote workers. And the staycationing is obviously something that we're also daydreaming about and really looking forward to commencing with those trips. And the local travel is the one that we've seen in some areas in Europe picking up heavily, and in German Alps, Swiss Alps, and in Lapland, for example, they had a better year than last year, just last month. So some areas are really, really picking up a lot of this domestic travel. But I think when you are ready and you are telling that, you're there open for business, and when you're reopening, people will be then able to make those decisions on, because there are a lot of properties that won't open at the same time. So I think it's really really important to differentiate and keep us also informed which properties are opening and when. We're looking at the executive room. So now the number one question, as we talked about remote working, is that Wi-Fi connection. So are you boosting the Wi-Fi also in the rooms, or how does it work?
I can assure that in our hotel, not only in the rooms, but also on the congress floor or on the lobby area, there's high-speed wireless internet connection. So, and it's free of charge. I'm not sure about the business. I think because in case of congress, in case of some online meeting congresses, you have to boost, and you have to. You need some very, very high speed connection, but for accommodation for all the guests of our hotel, there is a free Wi-Fi network available in the whole hotel.
Well, that's also a good thing, and as you said, need to boost. I actually bring my own dongle, as they call it, so I also boost my own internet whenever I go. So I upgrade it specifically for those regions in Europe. And then so that we can do these online meetings and webinars. And because we are attending, for example, IMEX, we'll be virtual again, third time already. So first it was IMEX Frankfurt, went to Planet IMEX, then the American went to Planet IMEX, and now we're having a third one. So, so again, we will have a lot of meetings online wherever we are, and that has become one way of also differentiating and choosing hotels, is that can they accommodate my online meetings? And I think this is not going to change, for a couple of years or maybe never, because we are so used to having meetings now online, even when we physically attending another meeting. So multitasking almost. So we're gonna see that a lot with our business travelers, that they're really making sure that that works, and it's good to hear that you have that included automatically. And then the tea and coffee making facilities, I mean, those are obviously now important. And do you also have the let's see, do you also have ironing board and things like that? So I think those amenities will become even more important, so that we're not calling the housekeeper and so forth.
You're absolutely right.
Because we're not even taking you know, cleaning every day. I mean, it's sustainable as well. We're changing our habits. So every 3 days or something like that, you know. And also another trend that we are talking about now with the industry is the longer stays. So
I know what you're talking about, but for now it's very difficult to mention for me, because as we are closed, there is no housekeeping or this kind of services at the moment, and I don't know at the moment how it will be when we are open. So
okay, well, we are going by the industry trends.
I guess because of some kind of regulation, social distancing or whatever, that we will go the way, for example, the cleaning of the room every third day, or
I mean, this is also an individual choice of the guests, you know. So they do have cleaning available.
To clean their room on request, but
exactly. So that's definitely a trend.
For example, every third day.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I do like the fact that, for example, now over the Christmas and also last summer in Germany, when the hotels, they ask, do you want the cleaning to be every day? So basically pointing it out at the check-in, and then you can schedule exactly how often, or, you know, you can say that every other day or third day or so forth. And, you know, that's again, you know, something that we are seeing in the behavioral changes. People don't want the cleaning to happen every day necessarily. And I mean, ecologically, that's a good thing as well. So you have
that's right. And maybe when you mentioned ecology, because currently we are running a renovation of the whole hotel. For example, this for example, this room, it's a conference suite. You can see there are separate living room and conference room and bathroom and whatever. It's separated, I think, into 3 parts. And this is the old design of our room. So we try to
refresh the look and all that.
Yeah, we try to let's say use those complicated times when we are without our guests. The hotel is completely empty, but we have possibility to do the renovation of our hotel, because as I mentioned in the beginning, the hotel was open in 2008, and now it's almost 12 years we are open. And I think 2 years ago we decided to make renovation of our hotel.
Okay.
At the moment, maybe you can check standard room, because unfortunately we don't have official pictures. No, this is the old design.
Yes. So what we're going to do is, for Thursday, we will upgrade some of the photos. So if you have those new ones, on Thursday live webinar, we will then look at and that's the beauty of also this virtual site visit, that we can instantly.
Well, maybe the very small complication is that we don't have new official pictures yet.
Yeah. Okay.
So the renovation is still running. We have 7th floor, and we have just finished the renovation of the top floor. So, but you know, it's also because of the COVID, And
definitely. I mean, we've been really busy with photography. So our organization, as in our team, includes also photography and 360, as you saw in some of parts. So we work with our team in
because we made some some pictures by our iPhone. So if you want, I can send you one, for example, to the email to check, to see, to feel the difference between the old design and the new design.
So I can look at it. If it's a good quality, we can add it for Thursday also in this presentation here on this tool, because we're using a multimedia platform that we can just instantly add all that info to your visualizer. This is your own platform. That it's good to also, a little video might be more effective. So we are able to also take a video material on here just to highlight those changes. And that's what the beauty is also is that because it instantly updates, it's an online link. So once we have shared this with our meeting planners, you don't have to send another PDF or another picture or email, because you can just add it to this presentation and their link updates. So again, saving time and effort, and especially we shared it to about 59,000 people last year, 2020. So 59,000 people don't have to be, receiving another PDF. We just update the links.
Let me be where can I change it exactly?
You just tell us as a visualizer, and we do it. So that's how it works.
I'll just send a picture to you.
Yes, so we have a Simo in our team who does the quality upgrades as well. So we do add a lot of material at the moment. And he actually, he actually added this for you here. So yes. So we updated your presentation only a week ago, and we added the hygienic standards and procedures as well, just to highlight for everybody, that the property is ready and has all these social distancing and COVID regulations in control.
That's true.
And that's really important again, because that has become a bit of a, a buzzword as well, is that how the hotels are, handling the breakfast and, what are the options. So when you're opening, you will receive a lot of questions about this one. For example, some properties, they are doing their packed breakfast, that it will be delivered to the rooms. Some properties, they have isolated different areas for breakfast, and like this winter, I was in few hotels.
For example, just an example, because after the first lockdown,
yes,
I think it was last May or June, we opened, and the first way we served the breakfast is just directly to the guest rooms. It was just like a room service.
Yes.
So that was the very first and the only way we served the breakfast. So
yeah.
On the other hand, possible to do it when we are when the occupation is more than 10% in our hotel, because we have in total 559 rooms, and
exactly,
we can do the room service for the breakfast, for example, for 10-20 rooms, but not for 50 and more.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was quite surreal in March. We were the last people who we left on the last flight to Germany from Croatia, from Split. And the last night that we stayed in a hotel, there were literally just 7 people in the whole hotel. And it was truly I would say, the most ghost-like experience that I've had, Also, the airport was absolutely empty. Luckily, we got to actually leave before the lockdown started. But that I do, understand completely why hotels are really struggling with the overhead costs.
You're completely right, because as you can see, we are quite a huge hotel, 559 rooms. So the spaces are really big, really huge.
Yeah.
So when the occupancy, maybe it's some kind of complication for us, because we need at least business, let's say for at least 10% occupancy. It means 50 and more rooms to be open. Because
exactly. Otherwise, the costs overrun the actual gains. So Yeah, no, I mean, that's also one thing.
We're part of hotel chain. The decision is not only up to us.
No, definitely not. Yeah, I mean, we feel it. Same thing with organizing events is that, when we know that we cannot have, as many participants as before, hybrid model is the only way to spread the cost of organizing an event. And therefore, a lot of events have been canceled and not going ahead because it's just way more expensive than what the gains would be. And the hotels, definitely need to find alternative ways to also exist, I would say. I saw some really good examples. For example, in Düsseldorf, there was a hotel that they changed into wine delivery, like wine merchants. So they started just delivering wines to homes. Meanwhile, the lockdown was ahead. So the hotel wasn't open, but the staff was operating in a different business, I would say. And just diversifying. And one was in Amsterdam, and they started doing lunch boxes. So you can, with bicycle, go and get your lunch box from the hotel. So they kept one area of the hotel open when everything else was closed, just to make food. So I mean, yeah, these times are difficult because it really does push us to the limits, and I think we are trying to find ways to also diversify. Myself, our colleagues, we work in corporate events. Last year, booked over 80,000 rooms, for meetings all over the world, and suddenly it became zero. So of course, for us, we are still preparing to book. We are booking actually. Our team has now placed bookings for September, October, and November for this year. And we're still looking and scouting and learning about the venues because we will go back to organizing live meetings. I just hope that you guys, keep on, these relationships.
Also, we will be
live.
back in this business as soon as possible because, well, our big advantage is that the owner and the operator is just one company. So we don't have to pay a rent. So we are not going to bankrupt, at least.
Oh, that's good to hear. So it's independently run in that sense. So yeah, because that's why we just want to stay updated and keep the relationship going, because then once the meetings start to pick up, then we are able to connect and talk about the options that we have. So this is really our main way to conduct our existing like scouting and work that we've done before. And actually a lot of properties are also creating digital properties. So the digital architecture has become an area that is picking up.
You do very good work because, I think you're not the only, but nowadays we are not able to pay a lot of additional services, but you're the one we are ready to pay, and we continue because the visualizer is a very good way how to make virtual site inspection, and I think it's definitely more useful than, for example, a video.
Oh, definitely. We just saw a good example here.
Throughout the hotel, throughout the property, your way, you can check everything what you need. You don't have to ask any question because you can see all the floor plans, all the capacity charts. So I think you don't need me. On the other hand,
I do. There are still a lot of details.
For the next site inspection, and I'm sure that we can talk more about, for example, our venues, about our meeting rooms, because there are a lot of important and maybe interesting details, ceiling height, 8 meters, and whatever. So maybe this I hope, because as we are not receiving any business, but I can do it from my home, I guess.
Exactly. I do really think that we still need you, as much as before, because you know, one thing is for me to look at the virtual site visit and shortlist venues.
Well,
So
in
we
this
all,
spirit, I hope my Wi-Fi connection will be stable on Thursday because
oh, it is. It's good.
in
It's
my
very
office
good. Yeah.
connection is stable, but you know, the private services that everybody has in a home is not always very stable and very friendly. So I hope that on Thursday there won't be any complication. We will be able to go throughout the online meeting without any complication.
That's true. But I mean, that is the kind of understandable hiccup that we do get. So people do understand. And also, I have the presentation here. The link is open on my computer. So even if you disappear for a moment, we are still able to view the presentation. So we're still
Right.
able to view the virtual site visit. And
Yeah.
everyone who's attending will
Very
receive
useful.
this as a link. So there will be also to be able to navigate the same way as I'm doing here, and in their own piece, you know, go through all these details. We have a video here as well, which we can show at the end.
Yeah, but
but
I think it's just a matter of taste or anything, because you can, okay, there are some data, but and some information, some specific information, but I think
it's not necessary then. I wanted to actually reply to you saying that because of
there is
virtual,
definitely better way how to present our venue. So
great. So I just wanted to reply to you saying that we don't need you, because from a meeting planner's perspective, it's one thing to do the shortlisting and see the venues, which we do in, you know, tons of them, even now virtually. And we have lots of meetings all the time. We attend to virtual expos. But I still need you, as in, you know, from the hotel, to tell me what kind of challenges I might be having if I do this or that, you know. So I need to be able to ask those questions. And also, it's important that we can build that relationship and negotiate and really take care of those guests when they arrive to the meetings. And nothing really beats that, you know, if I'm booking the meeting space online via third party after viewing a virtual site visit, my confidence towards, you know, the hotel delivering like the service that I want for my clients is not as high as we speak now and build this relationship. And I know what kind of person you are, and it's easier for me to raise my concerns. So I don't think that the human factor will disappear, especially for bigger meetings. These are just additional tools that we can use so that our life becomes easier, but we're still people. We want to interact with other people. So I think that's why we chose this industry as well.
well, on the other hand, it's very difficult nowadays because the human factor is almost disappeared because we are all online, and you know, it's
yeah, but that's, I think it heightens now that we would be ready to invest on getting it back. What I mean is, like, all of us are feeling the void of not having the human aspect of our industry. I mean, it's a lot of meetings to do online without having the energy in the room. But yes, so of course I'm thankful as well that we have these tools, because otherwise we would be in the dark. It would be like 100 years ago, not being able to see anything outside. I mean, only our own circles. So of course that could be one way a blessing, but at the moment, really appreciate that we're traveling also like virtually and looking at where you are.
at least this way.
Yeah. So we're today at the end of our webinar, but I mean, it was a good kind of, you know, also overview of what we could talk about on Thursday, a bit more in depth.
Yeah, I'm sure next time will be definitely better because we don't have to deal with all the technical things and equipment. We just connect and I'll be ready to talk.
That's exactly it. You know, we had quite a lot today, but hey, we managed, and really would like to thank our participants also for joining us, and also waiting for us to kick off in the beginning. We had some technical issues, but that was only because of the Wi-Fi.
I'm very happy for this kind of experience. It was just like some friendly match, and we'll be ready.
Exactly.
Games.
Yeah, we can play some more with the venue on Thursday. I actually like these. I mean, this is so much better than looking at PowerPoint. So
yes, I think so.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for you, Libor, and also for everybody.